Welcome to the first episode of a new series I'm doing on this channel called Limited Time Gaming. I'm an adult now, which means I have work, responsibilities, and maybe like 3 or 4 hours of free time on a good day. So in this series, I give a game about 3 to 4 hours to play to see whether it's worth spending my free time on or not. Now the stipulation is that I have to play a game that I either haven't finished or haven't played at all. I'm not gonna try to double dip on games because the purpose of this is to find new games to play. There's also a cat on my lap, so I apologize. But it's pretty simple. If the game grabs my attention, I'll keep on playing it past those 3 to 4 hours. If it doesn't, I move on to the next game. Because look, we don't have to pretend like we like something. If we like something, put more time into it. If we don't, stop forcing yourself. Another thing that I'm gonna try to do is make these episodes 10 minutes or less. I'm not gonna waste your valuable time either. Today's first episode, we're gonna be covering Dino Crisis. And if you think this game is Resident Evil with dinosaurs, you're not that wrong. So with Dino Crisis 1, we're going old school. This is a PS1 game that I'm playing on the PS5. And I kinda wanna see if this very hyped game lives up to the standard. Spoilers, it does. I've always heard people describe Dino Crisis as it's Resident Evil with dinosaurs. And after spending 3 to 4 hours on it, I can attest that they're 100% correct. Now, if you try to buy the disc for the PS1, you're gonna have a hard time. This thing is expensive. It's on sale for like $70 minimum, but on the PlayStation Store, it's only $10. And during October, they called it like Spooktober or something. I bought it for only $5, which to me is a great bargain. The PS5 version does have some improvements to it. You can rewind the game, have save states, load states, a bunch of things that make a adult gamer happy because they don't have to dedicate their time. If they die, they don't have to reload a save. Anything that helps is a plus in my book. The rewind also helps because if I miss a bunch of shots, I just pretend like it didn't happen and I run that shit back. At its core, it's a classic PS1 game. Tank controls, polygon graphics, cheesy voice acting. It's peak gaming. It's amazing. I have nostalgia for this because like I mentioned before on the channel, PS1 was my thing and this thing falls in line. Resident Evil 2 is one of my favorite PS1 games right after Metal Gear Solid, and it fits that vibe perfectly. The things they did with the technology they had, like the camera angles in this game are pretty good. You have some crazy panning shots or some Ken Burns effect where it kind of zooms out as you're running. It shows like your POV when you see a T-Rex or a dinosaur. It's really something, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching those cutscenes and just gameplay scenes as I was playing. Kudos to Capcom for squeezing a great atmosphere out of limited hardware. The story is pretty simple. Nothing is really complicated. You're a special operative named Regina. You're sent to this isolated island to figure out what the scientists are doing. Again, I'm only 3 to 4 hours in, but once you get on that island, you realize, oh no, there are dinosaurs. So you're kind of just going through the paces. The mission says do this. Okay, I gotta go do this. Oh, a dinosaur. So it's that kind of thing. So what hooked me was the vibe of this game. It's a very, I don't want to say it's a horror game because it's not to me. It's very suspenseful. It's very thrilling. You're walking through a hallway and the music changes. You're like, is there a dinosaur here? No. You would think there is, and then there isn't. And then the next room, there's no music, and then there's a dinosaur. Things like that keep you on your toes. Sometimes a room has a dinosaur, sometimes it doesn't. If you go and kill a dinosaur in a room, it won't come back sometimes. It keeps you on your toes, and that's amazing. Also, it does the PS1 thing where you can kind of like run around the enemy, but then you forget you run around them, and when you come back later, oh no. Now, the only thing that didn't hook me is not because it's a bad thing, but I actually do like it. It's the puzzles. Again, as an adult, I have limited time. I don't want to write down 50,000 codes that I read in a journal that I picked up off a dead body. It might be just because I'm limiting myself to 3 to 4 hours, but I want to get as far into the story in the game because that stuff does grab me. And I do like the puzzles, but you know, I'm not gonna have a notebook when I'm playing this game. I'm past that point. Back in the day, I understand. Now, walkthrough, baby. Shout out to Game FAQ. And I don't regret it. I use the crap out of it. Sometimes I'll look when I'm in trouble and I'm a little confused. The game does a pretty good job at telling you where to go if you check the map or if you listen to the actual cutscenes. They'll be like, hey, you have to go here now. But then sometimes you'll be like, okay, well, did I miss something? And if you did, you look at a walkthrough. It's no big deal. Who's hating on you? Not me. And for a PS1 game, the visuals hold up fairly well. If you're playing this on PS1, awesome. If you're playing this on PS5, you have different options to filter things, and depending on the resolution for PS5, it may look a little nicer. To me, a PS1 game is a PS1 game, and it has charm in its graphics. If you are a Resident Evil 1, 2, or 3 fan on the original PS1, this game, you'll love it. The pre-rendered backgrounds, the different settings that you're able to get, the sound, the footsteps, the gun noises, the enemies, and of course the voice lines. It's not as cheesy as Winback, but it gets there. But it does get that 90s suspense down very well. The soundtrack is good. The gameplay is pretty much what you think when you hear Resident Evil. It's clunkiness, it's suspenseful, it's amazing. You're just a block moving around, and I know that sounds weird. You kind of get used to it. You know what to do, how to do things. You use the game to your advantage. Sometimes there will be a velociraptor in a hallway, and you have a laser fence, and you could just turn it off and kill them, or you could just cheese behind the fence and kill them, or turn it on and run around them. Like, you have different options, and that really, it's fun. If you have a lot of ammo, nail them. If you don't, then run around them. So the combat isn't the smoothest, but there is a way to get used to it. But like I mentioned, that rewind feature is clutch, because if you end up doing the wrong step, or because of the controls, if you somehow tried to press X to open a door but you weren't right in front of it and you got hit by a dinosaur, just rewind it and then go back. I've done that so many times, and I'm so happy I did that. I don't think I've used a lot of healing items just because of the rewind feature. And I'll say that the game is pretty respectful of your time. As soon as you get in, you're hit with the story, you're hit with the plot. The plot does develop and thicken as the story goes on, but you're pretty dropped into it knowing what you have to do and what the situation is. I would say about 1 hour in, you already know what Dino Crisis is about, and the further you get in, the further you kind of realize, okay, what's actually happening on this island. So my verdict is I'm in. This is a game that I've dedicated, I would say, a few hours in, and I'm gonna complete it. It's captivating, nostalgic, and the atmosphere is just amazing. The story's not deep, but it doesn't need to be. It gives you just enough mystery to keep on pushing, and for $5 to $10 on PSN, I think it's a no-brainer to buy. Also, if you don't live under a rock, just emulate this game on DuckStation, a bunch of PS1 emulators. It's a great game to play, and if you have a little handheld, even your phone now, you can just emulate it on that. But I think I'm gonna finish it on the PS5, potentially get Dino Crisis 2, because I heard that one was a little more action-oriented, and the Dino Crisis 3 I heard sucks, so I can't wait to play that one. And there we go. That is the first episode of Limited Time Gaming, my recap of Dino Crisis 1. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a game that you'll play? Is this a game that you have played? If you've played it and you love it, leave it down in the comments. If you play the sequels, let me know what you think. I'm planning on getting into that. What I want you guys to start doing is drop in the comments what games I should play next. I have a huge backlog of games I haven't finished or games I've never started. PS1, PS2, GameCube, Xbox. I would say nothing before the PS1 era. I don't have a Dreamcast, so don't make me buy one. But let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. If you liked the video, drop a like. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.